Wow, great beginning. You know, just like a little short, cute update here. I already hate it. Why, guys? You're in public. Can you not? She's Canadian. I don't know why else you would write about Canada. No, I'm just kidding. You would choose your career over, like, a hot dude? Oh my goodness. What am I signing up for? Hello there, everybody. So, I think this video is gonna be a really wild ride. So, a little fun fact about me is I love to read, obviously. A genre that I really don't like reading is romance. So I thought it'd be so fun. I thought it'd be so fun if I tortured myself by reading a bunch of romances until I find one that I actually really, really love. I don't know about 5 stars. I don't know if I want to give myself that expectation because I'm very picky about which books I give 5 stars, and I just feel like it's impossible for a romance to get a 5 star in my book, but it is possible for me to really, 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 really like a romance. So to start off with, oh my gosh, I don't know how long this is gonna take. I'm filming this on New Year's Eve, actually. Let's see how long it'll take for me to find a 5-star romance, but I have 5 here right now that I'm going to read, and hopefully there's one that I really, really like in here. So I got the new one, Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood, Flawless by Elsie Silver, The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams, The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas, and then The Love Hypothesis, also by Ali Hazelwood. These are just really popular ones. I don't really know a whole lot about them, but they're the really popular ones that I've seen a lot of people really like, so I'm going to try my very best to get through all these. I'm gonna take you guys with me and we'll hopefully see if there's one in here that I really like. And if not, I guess we're going shopping again. So I guess I gotta decide which one to go first. Oh gosh. I probably want to go for a short one first. So either The Cheat Sheet or Check and Mate. I think I'll do Check and Mate because I have a friend that wants to read this and she wants me to read it first to see if it's actually good or not. And it's super short, so thank gracious for that. Oh my goodness. What am I signing up for? Okay. Well, don't have too high expectations. Sorry if this video is just a bunch of me dumping on your favorites, but I guess let's go ahead and start. Wow. Great beginning. Hey, so just a cute, you know, just like a little short, cute little update here. I already hate it. It's just is this like a commonly like, is this like in the world of romance, is this considered good but like better than the rest kind of good? Because if so, I'm doomed. And it does not help that every time I look at it I see the residue of this stupid sticker that would not come off. Anyway, so my thoughts. So I mean, I knew 10 pages in that I already hated it, but I am like, I'm this far through. I don't know how far that is. That's not a lot. I couldn't really handle reading a ton at a time because I just wanted to like roll my eyes out of my head, like a backflip out of my skull. So basically, why I feel this way. Well, first of all, it's just the tone of romance gets on my nerves. Maybe it's just this author's writing style or her trying to make it like quippy and like YA and stuff. I don't even know. But like every piece of dialogue has to be humorous and witty in some kind of way, and it's like it gets so old so fast. Like the sense of humor is like in every single little piece of dialogue, and I'm just like, okay, I get it. It's a rom-com. You're trying to be goofy. I get it. And the fact that it's like marketed as YA and there's so much sex talk. Like there's so much like graphic sex talk where I'm just like, this is not YA. I know you're not actually like describing the individual sex scenes that are happening, but you can still like go over the line in that way. So I'm just like, I would not recommend any young person read this. Like I would definitely not say that this is YA appropriate, even though it is marketed as that. So I don't really understand what she's going for there. And also just I have such a problem with the way that the main character thinks about sex, that she's so flippant about it, and I'm just like, this is such a bad, like, I don't know, I'm just like, this is such a bad example for, I have such a problem with it. I'm like, I hope that she has some kind of character arc with that, because this is just so not admirable, not a great example at all. So I'm just like, she was literally like at a chess tournament and she was like, I might just hop on Tinder to see if there's anyone that wants to hook up real fast, so to take my mind off of the tournament. I'm just like, who does that? First of all, you're 18 years old. I know you're like technically an adult, but still, like, that is, you're like young and you should not, I don't want to say like should, but in my opinion, that's like not the kind of a behavior you should strive for. I don't know. I really don't like the main character. I really don't like the tone of it. I don't like how not YA it is and how good graphic it is. So the only thing I like about it is the chess. And Oz. I love Oz. I love how the only character that I actually like in this book is a total jerk. I love Oz. I'm just saying, so far he's hilarious. He has not failed to make me crack up. Yeah, he's the only one that like the humor is actually good. So I'm going to finish it to see if it gets better and to see if the character has some kind of arc or like whatever. I'm going to finish it. I don't like to DNF stuff and give it a bad rating because who knows if it would have gotten better if I kept on reading it. So I'm probably just going to keep on reading it, and then if I still hate it, I'm gonna give it like a 2-star or something. So I'm just gonna keep going. Pray for me. Okay. I feel like I just need to chill a little bit. I think I just need to chill out. This lighting is weird. Okay, there we go. I feel like I just have to chill out, you know, live a little. I don't want to make it seem like I hate comedy and funny things happening. I just think that some of the like type of humor that's in this, it feels very rehearsed, and it kind of like takes me out of the story because it's so obvious that a author wrote that bit. And that's my only problem with it. I really like how funny it is. I don't want to make it seem like anytime something funny happens, I'm just like, ugh. It was just like, felt a little bit, you know, just very pre-written. But I feel like, yeah, romance is a good way, I guess, to just not take things so seriously and unwind, hear a good love story. It was just, I was having such a problem with some of the ideologies in this book. That's my main problem. That's why I feel like I'm gonna give it kind of a low rating. Where it's at right now, I'm enjoying it a lot more because the romance is actually underway. I'm on page 252, so it's like this far through. I'm almost done with it. I have like 90 pages left or something. And I like where the romance is at right now, so I'm definitely enjoying that more. I feel like the dynamic is healthy. It's a lot healthier than whatever the heck Mallory was doing before, so I am happy about that, but there's still a high chance that something could happen that I'm like, what? Yeah, I feel like I just have to chill out a little bit, not take it so seriously. No romance is gonna be like super high quality literature, so I should not go in with those expectations. It probably just means that it's gonna get a lower rating. So I'm just gonna chill out, keep on reading, and try to enjoy myself. Finished it. I need to ruminate on my thoughts a little bit. So the romance was actually a lot more like wholesome than I was expecting. So that's definitely a plus. So I think maybe this would be a little bit more of a 2.5 or 3-star instead of a 2 or 1 star. So that's an improvement. Yeah, there was just a lot that made me uncomfortable in this one, specifically just because it's marketed as a YA. I would not want any 14-year-old to read this book, quite honestly. And there were just some things that weren't very satisfying. Like, her family was actually, like, for a little bit there, really rude to her because she was sacrificing so much for her family, and then as soon as she like has one outburst, then she realizes, oh my gosh, I'm ruining their lives. And I was like, no, you're not. You're literally like the reason that they're staying afloat. So that was a little bit, and then they made up and all that, but like, I don't know, it felt like Mallory was a little bit of a mom there for a little bit, and that was like a bad thing. And I was like, well, they kind of do need someone like a mom because her mom is like really ill, so why is that a bad thing? I don't know. So that was like a little bit confusing for me. Yeah, I really liked the guy in this. He was definitely like more of a clean, super smart kind of guy, and I feel like that was perfect for Mallory. And they were like how they were just able to bounce off of each other, and they were both really smart. I feel like it's really cool when two really intelligent people get together because then they don't have to like dumb themselves down for the other person, and they can like have really intelligent conversations like them talking about chess all the time. It's super cute. So yeah, I guess those are my thoughts. I kind of don't want to finalize a rating just yet. I need to think about it a little more, but it is not really the book that I was looking for. I'm really looking for a romance that will knock me off my feet, and this definitely wasn't it. If you like romance though, you probably will like it. I feel like a lot of my aversions to it are because I'm not used to the romance genre. I managed to get most of the sticker off, so that's great. There's still some stuff on it. I also just really liked the chess in it. I feel like you don't have to like chess in order to read this, but if you do like chess already, then you'll definitely enjoy that part of it, like I do. Well, it's more like I like the idea of chess and I'm not actually that good at it. And after reading this book, I definitely have a more of appreciation for how hard it is to get good at chess. So that's pretty crazy. The next book is probably gonna be not the Allie Hazelwood one, because I have Love Hypothesis on the possible TBR. So then these are our options: Flawless, The Cheat Sheet, or Spanish Love Deception. I feel like maybe I'll do the Spanish Love Deception because that's not like a series. I feel like Flawless, I'll be like dedicating myself to a series. And Cheat Sheet is like short. Is this also a YA? I don't know. There's no like quotes on it that says like, oh, the best YA romance ever. So I don't really know, but it looks kind of YA because, well, I don't know actually. I kind of imagine these were high schoolers, but they could also be professionals, so I don't know. I guess I'll tell you when I've decided for sure what I'm gonna go into. Alright, so I finally decided that the next book I'm going to be reading is Flawless by Elsie Silver because, I don't know, it seems cute. Small town romance, Hallmark movie vibes maybe, so maybe I'll like it, who knows. But I'm gonna start this and yeah, I'll let you guys know how I feel about it. But hopefully it's better than the last experience. I wanted to film other videos, so it's been a while since I've read a romance. I needed the break, but now I am reading Flawless and I thought it would be more wholesome than this because it was like small town, whatever. I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, even the back, like the stuff that they choose to put on the back, I'm just like, why? Why? Some romances just get on my nerves, I guess. And it's too early to tell what kind of story this romance is going to be telling, I guess. Specifically, like, what their relationship is going to look like, if I'm going to like it or not. But so far, so the concept is that the dude, Rhett, is like a bull rider, and he is so not great with the press and embarrasses himself a lot with his anger issues, and they get like broadcasts and all that, and it's really making his deals go down the drain, like his product deals. And so his lawyer is really upset about this and needs to send in his very beautiful daughter to go be his babysitter basically, and make sure that he stays press ready and like paparazzi ready, and make sure he doesn't ruin his reputation because it's really hurting his prospects. So that's the concept. So basically I'm not far in, I'm like 50 pages in, so that's just like what's been happening so far. This girl Summer is moving in with Rhett's family, and I think that's gonna be cute because it seems like they have a cute thing going on with the family. It's like a bunch of grown guys and their dad running this ranch, and one of the dads has a cute son, so it seems like a cute concept. That at least seems nice. And I am pretty sure that the rest of the books in the series are about the other brothers. But there's only 3 brothers, so I don't know who the 4th one is about. But yeah, so that'll be interesting, I guess, if I ever pick up the other ones. Seems like it would be kind of different each time because it's a whole different romance, even though it's the same, like, world, kinda. So I also wasn't expecting it to be like a ranch in Canada. I didn't know. Is Elsie Silver Canadian? I am not sure. I think there's a... She is. She's Canadian. I don't know why else you would write about Canada. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so there's like a ranch in Canada that they're all at. I don't think of Canada when I think of ranches, and so I'm just like, oh, okay, the more you know. I just think of like really hot places when I think of ranches. So maybe I just need to like get rid of my bias, and this is the way I'm gonna do it. My internalized ranch bias. Yeah, I also don't love that it's dual POV because I feel like there is a right way to do dual POV, but what I don't like about this is I kind of like the concept of there being a misunderstood guy, which Rhett seems like misunderstood, like, oh, everyone thinks he's like a playboy who can't control his anger and stuff, which might be a little bit true, but like he's actually a sweetheart, whatever. I kind of want to find that out. I want to discover it with the girl. I want to discover it with his love interest. But what happened was just chapter 1 set the groundwork of Rhett being an angry guy that ruined his prospects, and then chapter 2 opens up on Rhett's perspective where he's like explaining himself basically, and now there's like no mystery, I guess. Like there's no like, why did he do that? What is he really like? There's no like mystery of that. You just like know right off the bat. And so I'm just like, what is there? Like Summer still doesn't know, but it's kind of lame that we know now like what his side is and like all that. There's nothing to discover there. So I don't love that. I don't love that. And so it seems also a little bit like Enemies to Lovers Z, except it's not, they're not actually enemies, they just don't like each other. When I think of Enemies to Lovers, I think of like a fantasy, like they're literally enemies. They're literally trying to kill each other. And with this, they're not trying to kill each other, they just dislike each other. So, because they're stuck with each other. The one thing I do like about romance books is that I feel okay with like handling them and like gripping them. With fantasy books, they're just like too pretty to do that. I'm just like yeah, so I gotta take advantage of it. I like the other covers better too. These are kind of like, you can't really tell that it's small town until you realize like, oh, there's a bull right there and those are like straps of something. I don't actually know what those straps are. I wish it was more like country cover. Oh well. As long as it's not the very first cover that this book had, because when I went on Goodreads, I was horrified. So I would never touch that book if I had that cover. But yeah, those are my thoughts so far. Obviously, still haven't gotten far into it, so I will keep you guys updated. Not super impressed so far, which is to be expected. I just don't think it's gonna be the one, but I'll finish it to be sure because maybe the culmination of their relationship will be super adorable and satisfying. So I'll keep going with it, but my hopes are not high. So we'll see how this ends up. Alright, okay, well now you're leaving. Alright, so I am like 70% through. So their relationship is kind of underway, which concerns me because there's still a lot of the book left, and so I'm like, oh no! Third act breakup pretty much confirmed. I was getting annoyed there for a second because there was kind of like a miscommunication, misunderstanding thing going on for a second, and I was like, gosh, but luckily that was kind of solved quickly, so that's nice. So the build up to this feels pretty natural, the build up to the relationship happening. I was already quite done with Summer's attitude of like maintaining professionalism and all that stuff, and like, oh, I understand, like she doesn't want to get hurt again, she wants to keep her career going and all that stuff, but I'm just like, you would choose your career over like a hot dude? Who does that? Kidding. I mean, if you want to do that, I guess that's your prerogative, but like, it seems like a no-brainer to me. So yeah, there isn't a whole lot to report on because it's just like, you know, details. I swear I keep on getting so scared for Rhett because bull riding is very dangerous, and so I'm just like, oh my gosh, I swear one of these times he's gonna get like seriously injured. I'm really scared if that happens. So overall, I wouldn't say I'm absolutely loving it because it's just, there's a lot of gross stuff in here, like not wholesome relationship stuff that's like, they just feel very, very physically attracted to each other, and like obviously that's fine, but like especially in like the earlier stages, I don't really love it when the original attraction is like completely physical and they're like not, and then like along the way they discover how great their personality is. Like that's a little bit like feels objectifying, and like at that point it's like, if you're saying you like the personality, is that genuine? Oh my goodness, Shadow, stop it! Yeah, but anyway, that's just kind of a personal preference of mine. I don't love when they're just ogling each other's bodies and like they just can't help themselves because their bodies are just so beautiful and like all that stuff. I'm just like, okay, we get it. You guys have amazing bodies. So that's a bit annoying. And just like, I know that there's sex scenes, and I usually skip those just as a personal preference. I don't love reading that kind of thing. But there's stuff outside of the sex scenes that I'm just like, oh, why? Like, if you know the part in the bar after Summer rides the mechanical bull, I'm just like, why, guys? You're in public. Can you not? So I'm just like, ugh. There's just a lot of things that I'm just kind of grossed out by. It doesn't feel great, doesn't feel good. I'm a lot more for wholesome romances, and some of this does feel a little bit wholesome, but a lot of the time it's just like they're so freaking attracted to each other and they just can't hold it back anymore. So I'm just like, okay, chill out. Yeah, but otherwise I am liking the vibe. I'm liking the kind of country feeling, the whole like family running a ranch thing is really cute, and I like that, and how Summer is like very attracted to that idea of like a family on a ranch and stuff. How she always wanted a tight sibling bond and all that, and how that's just like a really cool idea to her, and I also think that's a cool idea. So it's nice that she finds that kind of thing neat. Even though she's like a go-getter, like went to law school kind of girl, that she can still like appreciate the small town family country feeling and the culture of that. Yeah, so I am enjoying it, I guess. Like, I would say right now it's kind of like 3.5 range for me, because for me 3.5 is when it like goes from negative to positive, and 3 stars just kind of like in between. And so I'm on the verge of positive overall feelings, but right now it just feels like there's like a lot of bad stuff and a lot of pros and cons. They feel kind of balanced. So I'm not very definitive in my rating or opinion yet, but I just know it's probably not going to be a 5-star. So that's disappointing, but I will finish it out just to make sure. Third act conflict is yet to come. So, yep, that'll be great. I'll love that. But until then, I'll just keep on reading. I do not think I'll finish it today because it is a very busy day for me. I'm not going to be able to read like all evening, so I'm just trying to get it in the afternoon. I read to like 50% last night, so I am going to keep reading as much as I can, but I am definitely going to try and finish it by tomorrow. If that happens, that would be fantastic. Alrighty, happy Valentine's Day. It felt very fitting to finish this book on Valentine's Day, but yes, I finished it. Yeah, just some general thoughts. Things that I did like. I liked how masculinity was a little more celebrated in this book. Personally, I don't think masculinity in and of itself is a bad thing. I love masculinity. Of course, when it gets toxic is when it's bad, but I feel like our definition of toxic masculinity is a little weird. And I like how there was like one part in the book where Summer was like, stop being so possessive, and he was like, I'm not being possessive, I'm being protective. And I feel like that is a distinction that gets mixed up a lot of times. So I love that there was a relationship where the guy was super masculine and he was still able to support his woman. He wasn't insecure in his masculinity. So I liked that. I do love the country vibe. It is a wholesome environment, a wholesome vibe. I love the family. I know that the later books are about their romances, which is fun, so I might read those. I don't know. Because I didn't, like, hate this book. I'm probably going to give it a 3.5 star because I kind of mentioned before, but 3 stars, like, neutral, and 3.5 is just, like, getting into the more overall positive range. And so I think that this did breach that range. It's just the first act, so the third act breakup did happen. And, I mean, I guess it's kind of understandable, but it was way too drawn out. It should have been the thing that was like, oh, I'm sorry, my mistake. Okay, done. Like, there was ignorance on both parts. I just feel like they should have communicated better. Which I feel like is what happens with all third act breakups. Just like, just communicate. Can you just talk to each other, please? I hate when they give each other the silent treatment or anything like that. I hate it. The ending was pretty predictable. I pretty much predicted like all of the beats of the climax, which is not a bad thing. It's just like, you're not gonna get any points from me if you have predictability. It was still good. I thought it was so cute. And also, what also put it over the edge was something that I feel like is a spoiler. So I don't know if I should say, but let's just say at the very end, the status of their relationship. I like that. That's probably so obvious. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to say it. But I really like that. I love when that happens in romances. Always makes it feel more serious to me, more committed, more believable and mature, and just like I can root for them. So yeah, probably 3.5 star. So that's better than the last book. The next book I am going to read is probably going to be The Cheat Sheet because it's short and it's YA. And I could use some YA because I don't mind spice scenes because I usually just skip past them. I just don't like that they're there. Surprisingly, like this, I mean, they're adults, so they're just like they just care a lot about body parts and just how hot the other person is, and I'm just like, okay, that's enough, that's enough, that's enough. I'd rather not just always read about that, so I am looking forward to not experiencing that in this book. That's what was so crazy about Check and Mate, was that it was still like the language was so lewd and like graphic that I was like, this is supposed to be a YA, so I really hope this is different. Don't know anything about this. Obviously, it's a romance between a dancer and a football player. I don't know if they're going to be like in high school or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll let you guys know what I think and if I'm enjoying it or not. Okay, well, quick update. Reading The Cheat Sheet. I'm actually surprisingly enjoying it so far. I really love the trope of childhood friends to lovers kind of thing, where they're not lovers yet. I mean, I'm assuming that's where we're headed because it's a romance book. But yeah, it's so cute because it's dual POV, so I get to hear what both of them thinking about each other, and they both think that the love isn't requited. So it's like, I don't know, it was cute. Like the first time there was a perspective shift and I was just she was so convinced that the guy didn't like her, and then there was a perspective shift and he's like obsessed with her. I was like, that's cute. That's cute. So that, I mean, I'm so far enjoying it. Who knows what will transpire, if it'll get better or worse, but I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised so far. Oh my goodness. Both of these people are idiots. Neither of them understand any social cues whatsoever. It's so annoying. You're in love with each other. Stop beating around the bush. Oh my gosh. I'm just saying I would have seen this coming a mile away. I'm just saying. In my vast knowledge of social cues, as the most socially talented person on this planet, I would have understood. I would have known what was happening. So I don't know what's going through these people's heads. They need to get to it. I freaking swear. But I'm only like a third of the way through the book though, so I think we're in for a long-ish haul. I mean, it's a short book, but like, I'm ready for it to just, this is another qualm I have with romance books, is sometimes it's like drawn out when it doesn't need to be. Or I'm just like, I feel like if this was real life, they would have done something already. Like, they wouldn't just be super scared to tell each other that they like each other. Like, or a lot of these super obvious cues would be recognized and it would bolster one of them to say something, but that hasn't happened yet. So I'm just like, oh, say something. I see. I see. Okay. I like where this is going. Alrighty, hey guys, just one more update on the cheat sheet. So I am past halfway now. I'd probably say like about 55 or 60% through. But I am still really liking it. I'm like, oh my gosh, have I found the one finally? I would be so glad because I've only read 2 romances and I'm already done. But this is just so cute. I love it. It's like, I actually really like the fact that it's dual POV in this one. I know I complained about that with Flawless because I feel like just with the concept of that, like the enemies to lovers, misunderstanding each other at first kind of trope, it just didn't like work as well because it took all the mystery out of it and took all the discovery of the reader at least out of it, and so it just kind of lost the intrigue in that way. But I feel like for a friends to lovers where they're childhood friends and too afraid to like tell each other their feelings, I feel like it's really cute and kind of suits the concept. So I just, yeah, I really love that we're able to see both of their perspectives and how they just don't understand each other and think that the other doesn't like them when it's like so obvious. So I didn't know that it was a fake dating thing, but that element has been introduced. They now, to the public, have to appear that they're dating, and so they have to keep on playing for the cameras and like all that stuff, like make it look like they're in love, and it's making them question everything, and it's so, I just love it. I love the second guessing and the panic of needing to act like they're in love and stuff when they are actually in love, but then the other thinks that it's just an act, and like all, I just love that like concept. I don't know, it just works so well for a romance to keep you intrigued and keep the fact that they're not together yet like believable. Like, you don't want it to be so unbelievable that they're not together yet. I felt kind of that way with Flawless, where I was just thinking, you guys are so attracted to each other and you already have that going for you, and usually with your track record that is kind of what gets you through the door, and so why aren't you doing this? And like the tension just didn't feel as believable or as understandable. I feel like this tension is understandable because they do not want to lose each other's friendship, and while it is obvious to like everyone that they're in love with each other, it is understandable that they would be hesitating so much. Whereas with the other romances, it just felt so weird that they were hesitating so much. So it just makes sense. It's adorable. I still get to see some romantic action because they need to like play it up for the cameras and stuff, and so even though they're afraid to confess each other's feelings, they're still like acting all romantic, and so I'm getting that part of me, like, it just satisfies that urge in me to see these people together. Like, I really am so rooting for them. I just think that they'd make the best couple, and so I love that I'm able to see that even before the climax, because I do hate that usually with romances, as soon as their relationship is like underway, the book ends. So that is a bit annoying. I feel like with Flawless it wasn't exactly that way, but like I said, it was still, you know, whatever. But yeah, I'm just liking everything about this book. I don't know if I'm going to, it will probably, I'm predicting like it's gonna be a 5-star romance, but I don't know if that equates to like my overall 5-star feelings, because for me a 3 stars neutral, 3.5 is overall good feelings, 4 is like that was really good, 4.5 is like that was nearly perfect, and 5 is like that was perfect, that was beautiful, like whatever. And I feel like usually my 5 stars have a way more complex plot and are usually fantasy or sci-fi, so I think for a romance this might be a 5-star romance. if that makes sense. I haven't finished it yet, so I will talk about that later, but I might finish this today if I have time. It is really fast to read, and I just want to keep on reading. Like, I can't... It's really easy to just, like, not stop. I don't need... My attention span isn't totally dying, so that's nice. Oh, there was something on the floor that whole time. That's annoying. I didn't realize that. Oopsie. It's just a little spritz bottle of hand sanitizer. There's always like weird random objects sitting around my room on the floor because my cat plays with them, and I'm like, I don't know how that got on the floor, but okay. There's so many things that are missing from my bedside table and stuff, and I'm like, where did that thing go? And I'm like, oh shit, I probably just took it somewhere. Ah, the joys of having a cat. But anyway, that's how I'm feeling right now. I am really enjoying my time. I did not think that I would feel this way about a romance, but this is just so cute. All the tropes, I'm like, I love it. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on reading. I'll keep letting you guys know how I feel though. Goodness. That was beautiful. The whole scene was so cute. So wholesome. Oh my goodness. This relationship is just really sweet. I'm dying. That was so perfect. This really is probably the book that I'm looking for, which is crazy because I've hardly heard anything about this book. I thought the really popular ones would be the right ones, but apparently not. I'm almost done with it. I have like 30 pages left maybe, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up. This is so beautiful, I can't. Oh my god, I'm tearing up. This is so beautiful. Finished it, and it has the cheat sheet. So cute. Oh my gosh. If you don't know, the concept of the cheat sheet is that all of Nathan's friends helped him come up with a bunch of romantic ideas to get him out of the friend zone. And it's so cute. Oh my gosh. I definitely found the one. Oh wow. I've barely heard anything about this book. I think I saw like one suggestion on Pinterest or something, and so I added it to my list. And that was so good. That was so good. I'm gonna be raving about this. Apparently I've found my taste in romance. It was YA, which is nice because I don't love reading spy scenes as I have mentioned in the past, because I usually skip past them, but it usually just changes the tone of the entire story, or it just becomes a lot more like physical and like not as emotional. And I don't think that's true for all of them probably, but the ones that I read at least, yeah, I don't like it. So it's really nice that this was just like purely emotion, and like the physical stuff came later, and how they were just good friends. I love when friends fall in love. Like, friends to lovers is such a good trope. Don't get me wrong, I love the angst of enemies to lovers, but I feel like when a couple can be best friends, it's just such a green flag. Like, that is so adorable. I feel like that is just such a good recipe for a good long-term relationship. So yeah, just their chemistry and their inside jokes and their support of each other, and just their love. They just love each other in like the purest form, and I love it. It's so cute. I highly recommend. This is the first romance that I am recommending. So seriously, so good, and it's not even that long of a read, so that makes it really nice. Yeah, this is definitely the one, so I can end this video after a few months because I took a long break in there. I absolutely fell head over heels for this couple and watching them fall head over heels for each other. Let me just go grab, as a wrap up, the other books. Alright, so to give you a recap, I read these 3 books. And I'm so glad that it only took me 3 books, because with romances are hit or miss. I just don't like dedicating so much time to reading a book only for me to hate it. So first, and my least favorite of the video, is Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. Reasons I didn't like it. The reasons I gave it a 2.5 star. Way too sexy for a YA. Not great values. Annoying tone a lot of the times. Annoying main character. Liked the chess. That was pretty much it. And there were some things about the guy that I did like. But yeah, most of the stuff I just really couldn't stand. So that was Chicken May. Flawless by Elsie Silver. Gave it 3.5 stars because I did like a lot of the values. I liked that it supported masculinity. I liked the small town vibes and how it ended. I liked that. I think towards the end I was liking the dynamic between the two main characters, so I think that was good. But everything else, not a fan. I feel like the progression of the relationship should have been a little more natural and a little less physically driven. Like I was saying before, like when you have an adult romance like this that has a lot of like sexy, spicy stuff, I feel like they just take the liberties to talk about sexual stuff like all the time, especially like in their attraction to each other. Like it's not everything. Attraction is something. There is a role for that, but like it's not everything, and I feel like that was everything for this relationship for a long time. Yeah, so overall not a huge fan, but it was good enough that I feel like the pros kind of outweigh the cons. Because I did sign up to read an adult contemporary romance. There's gonna be spicy stuff. So I feel like personally I don't love that stuff, but overall, if I ignore that, it was pretty good. That's why I give it 3.5 stars. And then you just heard me talk about Cheat Sheet. Gonna give it 5 stars because it's so good. Perfect, wholesome, amazing ending, amazing romantic scenes. Just one thing I forgot to mention is I love Bree's sister Lily. I forgot to mention that, but I have a lot of sisters too. I have one older sister, and so it was really cute to read about that. And my sister's also married now. She has 1 kid, so that's really sweet. I'm just like, oh, I can relate. There was also a lot of relatable stuff in here with like mental issues and just things like that. Yeah, just a lot of really relatable stuff. A really awesome relationship, seriously. Like I love it. I loved it. So don't need to rant anymore. But with that, with my discovery of this amazing book, this video is going to end, finally. So, thank you guys so much for watching to the end. I hope you liked the style of this video. I might try something like this in the future as well. Maybe branch out to other genres or something like that. So, yeah, give me ideas if you have any. But, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come visit me again sometime really soon. Please subscribe and please like. I'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all.